What's up, everybody watching on a computer, smartphone, tablet, or TV? This is Andy, and welcome to my 2019 WWE Money in the Bank prediction video. I am shocked that this pay-per-view is taking place in May. You would normally think that they would save it for June, or they normally do it in July, but in this case, the WWE has moved it earlier than we all would expect. We're only a month after WrestleMania, and you would think that there'd be a different pay-per-view, but I guess Vince McMahon decided to change the program this year. Anyhow, let's get back to our slate of matches. So on the main card, we have 9 matches. We have 11 combined together, counting the 2 pre-show matches. So, we'll get into it. We have a cruiserweight match. I'm not even going to get into it. But we will get into Daniel Bryan and Rowan taking on the Usos. And this is a tag team match. But it's not for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. I think for the heck of it, I'll just say that Daniel Bryan and Rowan win because the Usos just need to stay on Raw. Alright, I know this wild card rule. And it's crazy how, 1 week you could have 5 stars come on the SmackDown or Raw from the different brands. Yeah, it used to be like that when we had the Raw Super Shows back in the day. So I don't know why they're making it a big deal. Again, sorry Usos, I like you, but you need to stay on Raw full time. So, Daniel Bryan and Rowan will be victorious. So, let's figure out if we have any single matches that don't have title implications. So you know what? Let's go to Roman Reigns versus Elias. Another match where they're probably going to put Roman Reigns over. So you know what? What the heck? Roman wins just because they're trying to build him up. What else is new? It's typical WWE to have their shining poster boy get another huge victory. Elias' character has once again turned into a heel, and it's I don't know. One time he's what is he like? Trying to become a face, and then all of a sudden he doesn't. He goes back to being a heel. Really bad persona of Elias. And I feel bad they're ruining his character. And Roman's just gonna keep getting pushed because again, it's Vince McMahon. That's why. And we have a steel cage match. The Miz taking on Shane McMahon. I have a theory Daniel Bryan's going to get involved in this. You know why? You know why I think Daniel Bryan's going to get involved? Because most likely he's going to screw over The Miz and thus possibly pushing a renewed rivalry with Daniel being the heel this time and The Miz being face. And who knows, maybe it gives The Miz a good persona later on this year to maybe have a title match down the road. I think The Miz is absolutely deserving of a title match later on this year. Just not right now is all I'm saying. So, I'm sorry to say this, Shane McMahon will win, and I'll be shocked if The Miz wins. In a way, I'll be happy if The Miz wins, but what's that really going to do? They're just going to, keep promoting the rivalry? It's really getting canny. Sorry to say that, but I know, and again, I'm happy they pulled the trigger on Shane becoming heel. But every week, and I'm sorry to say this, but this is kind of dumb, and I have to bring up SmackDown Live's announcer, because I have his name right here, if I can just Google it, WWE mockumentary. That's what they have. They have these mockumentaries on WWE's YouTube page. Greg Hamilton. So stupid that they're letting Greg Hamilton get tortured like this every week. Saying, the best in the world. I'm not even gonna blow my voice out for Shane. Again, Shane's a successful businessman. I get all that, but the heel character is becoming far enough. It's becoming something I didn't expect. It's unlike Jinder Mahal. See, when Jinder Mahal was a heel, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole egotistical viewpoint of Jinder Mahal back in 2017. That was a good ride for him being a heel together. But Shane McMahon's 2019 heel character, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Now that the non-championship matches are out of the way, we will now move to the important matches with championship implications. So to be fair, I'm going to stick with the Becky Lynch situation first, with Becky Two Belts, aka The Man, who has 2 matches scheduled for this pay-per-view. So we'll go with the Raw side of things. So she will be defending against an up-and-coming star in the division, Lacey Evans. Now, if you did not watch her in NXT, you really missed out, because this woman was amazing in NXT. She was there for a couple years, because I know she was called up earlier this year to the main roster. Yeah, I remember now. She, of course, she was on for a year. Okay, a year or two. Now, she used to be a jobber, but last year, she did good. She did good for herself. She had a feud with Kairi Sane and Candice LeRae, and it was interesting. Unfortunately, back in December, I remember this match very well on NXT, that she was in a fatal 4-way match, but unfortunately had lost to Bianca Belair, because Bianca was, of course, popular, and she deserved to get her push because she was undefeated. But yeah, last year was good for her. I gotta admit, she was almost close to being the NXT Women's Champion. But now she's in on the main roster, getting a huge match against Becky Lynch, aka The Man. And honestly, the way I look at it, would I want to see her become the Raw Champion? Yes. But I have a theory with Becky in just a second, and I've been theorizing this for a while. I think Lacey could be the champion here, but logically, I'm going to say Becky defends the Raw title. Just because I think in the long run, and I know this is going to be good for the Raw division, Becky will be a full-time competitor on Raw. Now, on the SmackDown side, I'm sorry to say this, but I think Charlotte's going to be a 9-time champion. I'm not joking. And keeping in mind, Charlotte technically is owed a contractual obligated rematch. Just like how Ronda Rousey's technically owed a contractual rematch, which, we don't know when Ronda's even coming back, because she's, starting a family? And first of all, if her and her husband conceive successfully, congratulations. I wish the best for them, because 9 months will be 9 months, and let me think, 9 months would be December if they have even conceived. Sorry to bring that up, but think about it. Ronda might not even be back until next year. So, you think about this. She's owed a rematch. Charlotte's owed a rematch. And I'm sorry to say this, but Charlotte's going to win. Charlotte's going to win. And, she doesn't win, I'll be surprised. Come on, you don't think she's not going to be a 9-time champion? She wants to make history. She wants to be like her dad. Rick is one of the all-time greats. Charlotte has the same blood as her dad. If she doesn't win this match, and I'm sorry to say this, but again, Becky's not going to be on SmackDown full-time anymore. What are they going to do? Have her carry both the belts until the Fox TV deal goes in the fall? Which I don't even know. And I don't even know how that's going to end up. Fox being on broadcast TV, not a good thing. I'm sorry. But off topic, both shows should just stay on cable. It's not a good idea to have it on broadcast TV, because the ratings aren't good for it. You know how the ratings problem is going to continue, but... So I'm going to say this. Becky wins on Raw, loses on SmackDown. That's the way I'm aiming for it right now. So that takes care of the women's side. We'll get to the Money in the Bank matches respectively later on. So let's continue with singles matches for championships. So we'll stick it out with the United States Championship. Samoa Joe taking on Rey Mysterio. Rematch from WrestleMania 35. Honestly, stupid match. Why are they even having Rey fight Samoa again? Samoa's going to put him in the Kukita clutch. Going to be a repeat of WrestleMania 35. And Samoa will still be your United States champion. Now moving on to the Universal Championship match. I think Kofi deserves the spotlight on him. We'll get to that in a second. So we'll do Seth taking on AJ. And very interesting match for the Universal belt. There have been rumors going around that next month Brock Lesnar is considering another full-time run with WWE. There have been rumors going around the past, I'd say, week or two that Brock does not want to face Daniel Cormier. Apparently, there's an issue with Dana White. Brock has been in serious talks with WWE along with his agent Paul Heyman. They have been in negotiations for possibly having Brock come back for a long-term run because, again, it seems Vince just loves Brock Lesnar so much. But rumor also has it that Seth is supposed to defend and face Brock Lesnar for Brock's contractually obligated rematch, which, again, win or lose, Brock is still technically owed a rematch. So, sorry to say this, AJ Styles, but you're going to have to wait a while to be Universal Champion. I think it's a possibility that maybe AJ finally gets that big win against Brock later this year, but I'm sorry to say this, but you have to be logical with it. Seth has to win now, because if he doesn't beat AJ, then the build-up towards the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view next month, it's just, what are you really building it up to? But yeah, Seth is going to win. Yeah, I like AJ Styles, but, you know, why couldn't AJ stay on SmackDown? That's all I'm saying. I'm kind of annoyed he's on Raw, but, again, that's what you get with a superstar shakeup after WrestleMania. And, of course, giving the spotlight on somebody who really deserves it. Kofi Kingston taking on Kevin Owens. A match that's pretty much been built up, I'd say, for the past 2 months. Which I think, I'm glad they're finally facing each other. And I'm glad Kevin's on SmackDown full-time. I think it's great for him to be on SmackDown full-time. I'm sorry to damper the mood set on Kevin Owens. Kevin's been amazing the past 4 years he's been on the main roster. He's made a good impression on me in 4 years. But the way I look at it, you gotta let Kofi have another month or two with the belt. There's literally so many pay-per-views that Kofi can try to make it to SummerSlam. Looking at the schedule, you have the Super Showdown Saudi Arabia on June 7th, Stomping Grounds on June 23rd, Extreme Rules on July 14th, which, I don't know. I mean, could Kofi make it to SummerSlam as the champion? I'm debating that right now. I'd like to see it happen. I'm thinking long run, but for now, if Kofi doesn't have another successful title defense, and I'm going to give him credit, 2 weeks ago on Raw, he looked fantastic against Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan was owed a rematch, and Daniel Bryan blew it. But Kofi has to keep this role going. If he doesn't, something is just off. Something is just telling me that Vince wants to screw the good talent again. And again, I said this before, I'm going to say this again. Kofi Kingston should have faced CM Punk in 2012 for the WWE Championship. Sorry, but that stupid Chris Jericho storyline, I'm still bitter about it from WrestleMania 28. Even though, again, you knew The Rock and John Cena were going to close out the show. That's when Kofi should have gotten his push. And I'm happy for Kofi now. I'm going to say he's going to defend now. He's going to defend. But if he doesn't defend, I'm going to be so annoyed with this company that I'm telling him right now, there may be a rant about Kofi Kingston in the future if he does not defend the title. If he doesn't defend the title, then I'm going to be very annoyed with this company. I really am. And I like Kofi. I've been believing in Kofi Kingston for a very long time. I want him to continue to be successful. So, your winner will be Kofi Kingston. Now we're going to move on to the Money in the Bank matches respectfully. So first up, let's give the woman the spotlight first. So here are your competitors in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You have Natalya taking on Dana Brooke, taking on Naomi, taking on Bayley, Mandy Rose, Ember Moon, Carmella, and a surprising move, Nikki Cross? Well, I can explain why Nikki Cross was added to the match and why originally Alexa Bliss was removed. It was revealed on WWE.com that Alexa Bliss is not medically cleared to compete. Apparently, she has an undisclosed injury, and I can tell you this right now. You look up Alexa Bliss on Google, and it's all over the place. It's kind of dumb when you think about it. Literally, and I'm stunned by this. I'm literally stunned by this. How could you... I know she had a good win in the Fatal 4-Way on Raw this past week, but why? Why was she added? I don't get it. I know Nikki Cross was an essential character in NXT, but why? I'm at a loss, so I guess I have to be fair to the competitors. So, who's not going to win? Natalya. Naomi's not going to win. Bayley's not going to win. I'm going to go with the wild card. I'm going to have to say Mandy Rose wins. Because you need that wild card magic like Carmella a couple years ago when she first won it. And I'm happy Carmella's in the match. But if I had to pick somebody else who I want to see win the briefcase, it has to be Ember Moon. She's due for a push. And what's sad about this whole Ember Moon thing is, yes, she was a champion in NXT. And I know that she breathes wrestling. She's in love with it. It's her passion in life. And I've watched Ember in NXT, but I want to see her win the briefcase. But for the heck of it, my wild card pick will be Mandy Rose. And I think it makes sense to give the briefcase to Mandy, because Mandy's going to go on a high roll soon. I think she's going to get a push. I think she will. And with her, she's been in this industry now for what? The WWE for like what? 4 years? She was on Tough Enough, okay? The Miz, and I'll give The Miz credit on Tough Enough, he actually saved her career. So, if you have to be thanking somebody who's giving Mandy Rose the spotlight, it's The Miz. You have to thank her for that. In terms of The Miz actually saving her career, but I'm gonna be honest. Originally she was a bodybuilder, then became a full-time wrestler. So again, Mandy's due for a push, right? Now on to the men's side of things. On the men's side, we have Randy Orton, Andrade, Ali, Finn Balor, your current Intercontinental Champion, Baron Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Ricochet, and just added into the match, Sami Zayn. And there's actually two reasons why. One, Braun's actually injured. It's a minor injury, and I've been hearing that they want Braun to compete in the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. So, they took a precaution with that. They actually came up with a good storyline to eliminate him by putting him in a Falls Count Anywhere match on Raw this past Monday, and pretty much get screwed by the other competitors, Drew McIntyre and Baron Corbin. So, look, in a way, fine, Sami Zayn's in. Do I want to see him win it? I don't know. Maybe. But I'm telling you who's not going to win. Ali, Andrade, Finn Balor, Baron Corbin. They're not going to win the briefcase. So, maybe Sami. But if I were to pick somebody who I think deserves a push, Drew McIntyre. It's been rumored for a while that he should win the briefcase or get a championship push, or hello, the guy who finally puts down John Cena. But needless to say, I think Drew deserves it. I know people are going to bash me for supporting a heel, but your winner of the 2019 Money in the Bank ladder match will be none other than Drew McIntyre. And does he deserve it? Yes. That's all I'll say. So, with that, I'm going to wrap up this prediction video. Very quickly, this pay-per-view will be starting at 7 p.m. on the East Coast. Pre-show will be at 6 o'clock. The pay-per-view will be taking place at the XL Center in Hartford, Connecticut. So, pretty much for Vince, all he has to do is take 95 up to I-81, and he's in Hartford to watch this. So, it's a good laugh for him, I guess, for perfectly playing this pay-per-view between Greenwich and Hartford. But I'm going to wrap this all up. Thank you all for watching. I will be back on, June 6th or June 7th for, let me think. Right, when do I have to make my predictions for the Saudi Arabia? Ooh, okay, you know what? June 6th. Definitely June 6th, I'll have the prediction video up for the Super Showdown pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.